Watching weather, kind of cozy right now on the coast.
Today, probably the best day to get out there. Actually, we'll build up some heat. It's always nice to hit those theaters. You know, they've got the AC.
That's true.
And later this week, we could see our first 90-degree day of the year here. So this week, we're tracking heat and more summery temperatures. But today is a day where we'll actually see a little more rainfall. And we're really catching it out across the Oregon coastline. That's where that next front has moved in. And very gray, pretty wet. I tried to get those windshield wipers to work here on our Lincoln City camera, but they were not responding. So you have this nice rainy view out there as we set up our Monday morning. Nice weekend out there, though, but back in the rain. I do think conditions will dry out today for the coastline, but pretty wet and soggy right now. Again, most of these rain showers are from about Tillamook up to the Astoria area and cruising in areas of southwest Washington. Not much rainfall in Portland. We are again seeing just a few very light spotty showers, but I don't think you'll really notice much heavy rainfall in Portland as we dry out too into the afternoon. So today does look more dry than wet in Portland. Again, those coastal rain showers there for the morning time. I see a drier second half of the day as we hit the upper 50s to about 60 degrees. So not bad by the afternoon around the area as these showers move out the door. But a few sprinkles in the valley are possible. Same with Portland too. A drier, pleasant afternoon. We'll see temperatures today back in the upper 60s. So still lots of dry time today to get out and enjoy. We will see again these rain shower chances mostly for the morning hours in Portland. There's that front, but that works out the door. We're drying out. I see mainly dry conditions for the afternoon and maybe even a few breaks in those clouds again. So possibly a partly sunny finish or mostly cloudy. We'll see patchy clouds across the day, but really not much rain as we get towards our afternoon and evening. So not a bad Monday to get out there for this Memorial Day if you do have the day off. Now Tuesday, right back under high pressure. We are moving back under a dry, sunny, and warm pattern again. We have this ridge building through Wednesday, so we're going to build up some heat through the middle parts of the week. That goes for a lot of the west coast here through the middle part of this week. Now we get to the weekend, and there are some hints of more heat here. Another ridge of high pressure builds and will sit right over the west coast. So I do see two rounds of this heat where we could see the 80s and possibly the 90s for the first time this year coming again this week. So here's a look at the temperature trend. Quite impressive numbers in this forecast here. Average highs right now in Portland should be around the lower 70s at this point at the end of May. We'll see highs today right near there, maybe somewhere on either side of 70 today, but that warm up begins tomorrow. We'll see our first round, our first hump of some heat here as we get to tomorrow and Wednesday. Upper 80s, maybe 90 degrees possible for Wednesday. We get to the weekend and there's that second bump in the heat where we could be back in the mid 80s, maybe even the upper 80s. Some models showing the 90s. So we'll keep our eyes on this coming weekend. There could be another round of that summery heat. Right now, it is still about 5 days out. These numbers are going to change, but I'm going to watch that very closely as we head our way into it. Now, the average first and last 70s, 80s, and 90s in triple digits. For the 90s, we tend to see our first 90-degree day in the middle of June. So it would be coming early if we work our way into the 90s or the upper 80s by Wednesday. So we'll keep our eyes on it there. Your gardening forecast building up that heat. Your yards will need that water tomorrow. And as we look towards Wednesday, you'll want to take breaks if you're out there gardening with that heat. So here's your 7-day forecast. Right now, I've got Wednesday highlighted and Saturday. Just want to keep you aware of that heat that could be in place, but we'll watch those numbers closely. But a very dry and summery week here ahead in Portland.
How did we go from too cold to too hot that fast, Kelly? All right, thanks. Well, are you